What, everybody? We're gonna bring them down one at a time. Let me see if you got a $15 bid on $5 up on Hasbro stock this morning. How you all doing? Michael Superbacker in the house today. Man, oh man, I appreciate you like you can't believe what a guy. Someone who's been here since the very first edition of Morning Magic Stocks and Morning Magic Talks with Brody. MTG Gaming Bob, peace to you, my friend. Here's to having you in on the chat already this morning, and I know a special thank you going out there to John from the Barrel House. Here's to you, my friend. We are gonna do this morning. I'm just getting things set up. Brody's got a cup of coffee. It's the morning show. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We're super stoked to bring this show to you folks today. November 30th, 2022. Can you all believe it? It's hump day, the middle of the week, getting over that hump, you know. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of time to get on. Yeah, good morning to you, sir. Good morning to you, sir. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you for joining us today. It's going to be a good day today. All right. I'm just burning down the list. There we go. All right. We're gaining. We're gaining here today, folks. I'm happy to say it. I'm happy to see chat's lighting up. We got ourselves a coffee and we're going to talk a little morning magic stocks. We're happy to do it. If you're just joining us and you're wondering what's going on here this morning? What are you doing? Let me just check the mic levels and make sure everything's working just fine here today. How's my little microphone buddy doing? Oh yeah, we're gonna turn that down, get the gain running just right. Ah, all right. We need to see the screen. We want to know what's the price of Hasbro stock this morning on Wednesday, November 30th. Who we got? Richie Dubs. I pulled a serialized card last night on Twiddler's Place. Best part of waking up is Brody in your computer. Twiddler's Place. Well, I'll tell you what. I had a date with Twiddler yesterday to go check out the stream. I missed it. I was right here with John from the Barrel House and Riley from Table Games, the Teen Wolf. We're doing a two-headed giant draft tonight, and I am really gotta say, what number did you get, Richie? Like, holy smokes, I missed out. Uh, I shoulda, woulda set myself a reminder. Jeez Louise, Brody, the most unreliable fool you've ever known. Oh, missed the serialized card pull over at the Twiddler's Place. Amazing, amazing. was it? Was it number 68? I suggest watching the whole thing, obviously. But at 1 hour 44, he cracked my six. Ooh, wow. That's pretty great. All right, so let's see if we can get we gotta get the background working here this morning. the movers and the shakers list. Let's get that up for everybody here this morning. Um, oh, there we go. We did it. That was abrupt. All right, let's move that just over here for you folks today. Boom, that's up on the screen. Just gonna grab a little sip of coffee. How are we doing here this morning? Let's get some people in the got some people in the chat room. 6 watching for the stream here this morning. I'm just gonna bring this up here for everybody to see, so anybody who's tuning in on the audio can just sit back and have a smooth ride to work. It's fine. Let Brody take the wheel. We're just gonna go down the movers and shakers list here for you folks today. Gaming Bob is in the house. Michael Superbacker, Tom Mitchell, Richie Dubs, and I know John, you're from the Barrel House. I know you're listening on your route today. Pretty interesting show here for you folks today. So let's move Brody around. Brody's got to make sure he's got a little sip of coffee in his cup here this morning. We're doing all right. So close. So close now. What else is going on today? We need some news. News. We're pulling serialized cards over at Twiddler's place. I gotta say, I'm really sorry I didn't make it. I got hugely distracted last night, and for good reason. Brody's a little bit behind in the chat, but that's okay. Uh, we're gonna be doing a two-headed giant draft tonight for the Brothers War with table games. So I gotta let me put it up. I'll put a link in the description below. I will. I'll do it. I'll do it. We got a couple of Brothers War kits, the pre-release kits. So Mrs. Alfonso and I are gonna be doing a two-headed giant draft with John from the Barrel House and the Teen Wolf over at Table Games. So we're gonna be welcoming the next generation of Magic the Gathering players to the stream this evening. And I don't know what time you got by you, but we're going to be doing this show just a little bit past the hour. It's 20 past 5. And we're going to be coming on at 7. 7 is when we're shooting to be all shuffled up, cracked packs and everything built. The we're going to film the pack openings and the deck building ahead of time, and then we're going to do a live stream with a gameplay for two-headed using spell table. We're gonna have that link up on the site. I'll set it so anybody who wants to check it out can do that. And then later on, after we've done some editing, we're gonna put up the deck building and the pack cracking and the shuffling and everything that we pulled. So I'm pretty stoked to bring that to you folks today. Hasbro stock today is up just a couple of pennies, 0.65% to $62.17. Just taking a little tick up in price today. How are we looking on the 5-day? 5-day chart, it's actually moving up. It is. It hit the it hit the ditch just in November the 15th this year, 55 bucks, and it's actually been bumping up ever since. So like we're waiting for this quarter 3. We're waiting for this quarter 3, quarter 4 sales data to pile in, and we'll see exactly what happens here. What are the shareholders thinking? Hey, we need to have a shareholders meeting. All you folks, consider it right here, right now. This is the Magic the Gathering shareholders meeting here this morning. Let's check it out. Let's go to the year. Yeah, in the year we're down from $100. How would you feel? This is yours. You own it. Yep. Okay. On the year we're down 36%, and on the 5, about the same. Bon. All right, let's get to the fun part. It's still moving down, so if you guys want a safe place to sit back and watch the chat replay. No, safe place to sit back and watch these prices move down and to the left, because like this is a lot of east-west price action. And we like that kind of price action. We're gonna see where this thing lands. It's like an ornithopter coming in with the Wright brothers piloting down the coast. We're going to see these prices drift a little lower. I know we are. And if you got your eye on something, any of you fans of Magic the Gathering, have your eye on something special, some dual lands, or maybe it's just something off the movers and shakers list that you really want to get your hands on, maybe now's the time. All right, let's see if there's any news in the world. Now, newsy news. We do like the news. Any over and under? Fish tosh, polykosh. No news from those folks here today. That's okay. We're going to see if Robert O'Brien shows up, because we do like it when Robert comes to join us on the channel. But what are you doing, Brody? Stop moving around. All right. The movers and the shakers list today. This is a legacy side. I do want to see the all side today. I want to see it all. Let's take a look. Today's the date. So, having a little trouble with my screen getting the size right. It's just so out of size. Let's run over there, try it again, see if we can't. Jumpstart, that's on the list. All movers and the shakers. So legacy. Okay, here's the power and all that stuff. Here's the big high-end cards, right? All right, what else is getting listed here? Mox Ruby, Unlimited Beta, the Jet, all the Moxen. Oh man, I'm not too worried. Look at all the stocks. We're in a recession. If prices continue to drop 6 months after a general economic recovery, I may begin to worry. I'm on my second cup of coffee, late night. You want to see down? You should see my 401. Ouch. Oh, hell yeah, Bob. Haven't gotten hit in the head with any sky chunks yet. Oh, man. Okay, let's see what we can do here. All the Moxen sitting at the top of the list here this morning. That's really quite interesting. Should get the chat going up. Let's put that up for all the viewers, because we know all you fans, the 167 fans of Magic the Gathering who love the game as much as I do, who have been joining in, tuning in, and the 8 of you viewers. Anybody not hit the subscribe button? It really helps out. Maybe bang that like button, punch that notification bell, put 2 fingers in the eye sockets of the thumbs down if you want. I need it. Viewers tuning in, hit that button. Do it. Do it now. Check it out. It really helps the channel grow, and it lets us know that you're watching. Let's see if we can run down the. Okay, so I got some new stuff here. I had some chats up this morning. I did. I'm getting better at the little bit of screencasting. Really stoked here. Okay, Goblin King, Badlands. So all the Moxons, a few. Benson's here. Hey, Benson, who wants a coffee? Benson, my man. This fella adds a lot of fun to the show. Some sweet tech here. We were running down some modern cards the last couple of days. Did you ever get your Headless Horseman? No. Let's track a package, right? I'm gonna do that today. They're in the mail. Slow mail. Mail is like snails. Uh, when it's on its way to Brody. So like that's kind of part of the part of why I did the mail opening part of the show is because it takes so long for the stuff to actually get here. So by the time it gets here, I tend to have forgotten what I've ordered, and sometimes they don't even show up in the same order. So I grab the package, I do a doodle on it, and then set it aside for a mail opening video with you folks. Let's see here. We're gonna do some modern cards today. Or you guys want to do the all list? You guys want to run down the big stuff? Like, do you want to look at the big stuff? Like, we're gonna see a bunch of this big stuff hit in the auction blocks this week and for the next couple of weeks. Like even what do we gonna say here? In the next 6 months after general economic, if we see some economic recovery, yeah, we'll see what happens in the next 6 months. If you want a nice, safe place to sit back and watch these prices just sort of move, uh, this is a place to do it. If you don't like checking charts and that seems like a lot of work for you, like let me do it for you. I don't mind. I'm here doing it every day anyway. So might as well let Brody take care of that for you. Just trying to get the chat. Oh, we lost it. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I'm just reading the comments for from you guys here this morning. Just sort of interested to see what you guys have to say. Okay, so that's the one I want here. Mhm. All right. So I wouldn't mind if I could get my chat box working properly, but somebody did it again. Okay, well, we're not going to worry about it too much. I had some comments I was trying to put up on the screen for you folks here. But I have a feeling if I don't start the show real soon here, people are going to start checking out. So, yeah, nothing else really to mention for you folks today. Hasbro stock just ticking down a little bit in price. Let's run down this list here. Jumpstart. Anybody picking up the new Jumpstart? Okay, modern cards. Let's have a look. Anything new on this list here this morning? Myco Synth Golem. We looked at this card yesterday. This is the one with affinity for artifacts. In fact, it's got some affinity for artifacts. We just warm up the coffee here because once we get going, we might not stop for a little while. Richie Dubs, probably. What app do you use to get the chat on screen? Probably Streamlabs. Yep, it's Streamlabs. It just I got to get the chat box going. I had it working just smooth this morning. Trying to put some of the comments up on the screen, and then I gotta pop the window out, pop the chat out. That's what I'm trying to do here. Gotta pop it out. Pop out the chat button. See, this is what we got. Let's see if Brody can nail this. Shh. Oh, his live stream is the best. We're doing it. We're doing it, boys. Let's do it. Move this one to the back. Let's put that handsome fella up on the screen here this morning. Benson, did you ever get your headless horseman? I think we're moving closer to like closer, just ever so slightly closer to victory here. I do need to get so we're gonna go third off the top for that one. Yeah, we're doing all right. Headless horseman. Wait till burp burp. Ah, there you go, my man. Cheers. All right. What are we gonna do here? Window caps. Hello, all. You made my day. Sweet. That's what I am here for. If I can make your day, Benson, I'm gonna do it. Okay, for anybody just joining us, I am the biggest amateur you're ever gonna meet. I'm new to this, and I love doing it. I have a show, and I have great viewers, and the show goes a little something like this. We're gonna check it's Morning Magic Stocks with Brody. We're gonna check the movers and shakers list today. We got modern cards, vintage cards, legacy lists. Who wants to do the old stuff? Anybody? Volcanic Island, Fungasaur, Island of Whack Whack, Anka Mishra, Bayou, Preordained. It's all stuff we covered just recently. So let me just take a look here and see if I can bring the bring some other stuff up on the list here. So we can go down. Let's go the whole list. That's where we want to be. Mox Ruby. All right. Lost the chat box. Oh, Brody's so bad at this. It's 5 a.m. in your time zone this whole time. Yeah, it is 5 a.m. here. It is 5 a.m. I start the show at 5. Yeah, we're mountain time. Uh, Stocks, in terms of modern, I hope the older Scars of Mirrodin block cards are on an uptick with Battle for Return to the Moon guilds of New Phyrexia. In terms of modern, I hope the older Scars of Mirrodin block cards are on an uptick with the Battle of Return of the Moon guilds of New Phyrexia. It's okay, Brody. We're patient, and once you figure it out, you're golden. Yeah, I'm pretty new to this. It's a good slot. I like it. I get to hang with you folks. I get to cover some cards. I look at these prices every day anyway, and I've been doing this. I've been like, you get up in the morning, and then Brody, like, you know what he does? He checks this list every morning. I'm like, okay, I got to see what's on the movers and the shakers list. So I'm doing it anyway. there's a couple lists places that I like to go. One is over to Goldfish, and I check to see what's moving on the legacy side. I started covering that. I never like I suck at modern. It's really hard. So I, and modern cards, I've been burnt on modern cards being reprinted, so I don't tend to cover the modern cards so much. But I do go to the legacy side. Legacy side and the all side is the two places that I like to go, and there and MTG stock. So I do like to check the MTG stocks for articles. They do a movers and shakers, or they do the they're saying. So the hump day, the Wednesday. So what I've been kind of looking at is a lot of these high end cards. When you look at like the all section, like this is like everything, right? And like Brody's got an idea for a new bottom 10, right? And I have quite possibly got a new bottom 10 that I want to do, and I think you guys are gonna like it. Okay, so like what we've been seeing is a lot of these high dollar cards like hit the uh hit the eBay listings, and it's pushing a lot of these the Power 9 cards, the Moxin up a bunch, because like when stuff hits the market, it drags like the price, the unless one not okay, so when stuff hits eBay and there's like new listings coming out, and all the new listings are higher than the previous listings, it drives the medium price up. That's what we're trying to say. And like it looks like there's a lot of people like, have you been watching the Magic content that's out there? The fear, the uncertainty, and the doubt, the fudding, the fudding, the dudding, the mudding, the dadding. You get out while the building's still like standing. And like, I don't know, maybe some people are listening because there's a lot of stuff getting listed, and then like a lot of high end stuff too. Like we saw it, like we did see let's put up the Black Lotus. Okay, let's just do that. Let's start there, because like this thing, I want to check the price on it, because like even the unlimited version, it's like there was a new one. Oh, that's the big Lotus, the big one, right? That's for you, Richie. Okay, so like there was one listed here for 100,000, right here, this BGS 95. This pushed the Lotus onto the has pushed the Lotus onto the movers and shakers list earlier this morning. I may watch a smidge of NTG content on occasion. Okay, so when something like that hits the auction block, that you know what happens? It draws some attention, is what it does, and it pushes cards onto the movers and shakers list. And when we see like 30% increases on the Mox Ruby, 20% on the Jet, and that's not even a little bit. Like this week, Monday, Tuesday, we saw like 145% increase on the Lotus, and like 100 and something percent increase on the Ancestral Recall and a couple other ones. Because yeah, I mean, people are like, I'm out. So I bought it last night, Brody. I told him you could do 95K, not a penny more. Yeah, that's right. You lowball that guy, hey, Michael Superbacker. Don't take any curmudgeon from anybody. I throw a bit in there. Oh, could you imagine? Could you imagine, right? Could you imagine spending that kind of loot on one of these high dollar cards? Pretty incredible. So we see that happening, and like that puts all these copies, high end cards in the movers and shakers list on the all side. Tundra, a dual land, the beta dual lands, a lot of black bordered lands that we see moving here too. Of course, the uh these are played in the legacy format, and people need these blue dual lands. They really do. Oh, geez. And Time Walk, Mox Pearl, Goblin King, Whirler Rogue. Let's check it out. This card, let's check out this card. What a cute card. All right. What are we doing here, Brody? Brody, let's put that up on the screen here. Why is this card up a bunch? And how much is it worth? $132 and $132 and $131.32. So for the Verler Rogue. Interesting. Well, when Whirler Rogue enters the battlefield, this is a Jumpstart 2022. See, every once in a while, something like this jumps into the movers in the shaker list, and we ask ourselves why. It could be an anomaly. It could be that there's no listings on this card. It could be many of other reasons. When it enters the battlefield, create 2 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature tokens with flying. Tap 2 untapped artifacts you control. Target creature can't be blocked this turn. Oh, wow. This 2/2 got some pretty interesting art here. Hmm. Interesting, interesting. You guys talking about splits on a Black Lotus for 95K? Who could share it? Yeah. Like a timeshare, January to June it's yours, July to December it's mine. sounds like a sounds like a decent. Yeah, like why not, right? Be a bro. Be a bro, split the low. Be a Brodys, split the Black Lotus. Combers with Whisper. See, this is like the tech that you. Let's read this tech. This card, Whirler Rogue, it combos with another card. Okay. Uh, Combos with another card. Hmm. Whisper Blood Liturgist. Equipped with a tome bite staff. Anything ETB creates tokens can get really dumb really fast. Yeah, there's another green artifact build. Like I was talking to John over the Barrel House last night, and he was showing me his mono green artifact build that he built in limited, and there's like a construct that just throws 1/1 counters on stuff when it ETBs, which is really strong right now. So with blink effects, this seems really good. Whirler Rogue should be about 40 cents. Yeah, for an uncommon jumpstart. I think it's probably going to come down. So the Whirler Rogue's pre-release, pre pre spoiler speculation for that Whirler Rogue. It's probably it's once it comes out, it's probably gonna drop down a bunch in price. The Goblin King, the original Lord, hitting the list this morning from beta. A lot of collectible cards, right? On the list here today. Let's look at standard. Haven't looked at standard in a while. Why? Because standard's dead, Brody. Nobody plays it. It's all over for standard. Jadar, the Ghoul Caller. How much are standard cards? Okay. Ledger Shredder is hanging in there. Like there's a card that seems to be holding its own. Is this card even went straight to modern? I want to read this Jadar though. Jadar, one black and one. This one's from the Crimson. Innistrad Midnight Hunt. Jadar, at the beginning of your end step, if you control no creatures with Decayed, create a 2/2 zombie creature token with Decayed. It can't block. When it attacks, sack it at end of turn. Okay, for zombies, right? Where are we playing this guy? I always find it interesting. Like anybody playing modern, and I know there's a few folks that play standard. Any folks playing standard, it's really hard to keep up in standard. But if you're new to Magic, standard is where you're going to find yourself for a little while. And some of these cards, like you start going through the decks, and like they're really powerful. Standard, Esper mid range in standard. Where this is where this is played. So this is a $20 card. This is why. Because it's played in this deck. 6 and 1. Esper Midrange by Tony Ding. Gallagher's Aquarium. Beast Caller in a deck all day long. Gallagher's Aquarium, right? Standard. Very fun, very competitive. That's John. There's John from the Barrel House. I knew it. Say good morning to John. We're going to be doing a Brothers War pre-release two-headed giant later on this evening. So we got that should be interesting. We got some packs to open of the Brothers War. I haven't opened any of it like yet. I haven't opened a thing. Nothing. Not a zero. So I'm pretty pumped because like why wouldn't you be? Ledger Shredder. So Ledger Shredder is still holding in there at $20. Let's take a look. I like this card. Brody plays it in Gallagher's Aquarium. That Gallagher's. You give me some Gallagher's, buddy. Uh Richie Dubs just put Gallagher's in a modern deck. Ooh. The Shredder, the Shreddy boy. The Ledger Shredder, the Bird Advisor. No one's wiser. The Economizer. This guy. He draws you cards. He costs a mana and a half, one blue and a colorless, a 1/3 flyer. And you know what? Whenever a player casts their second spell each turn, this card's kind of hard to learn how to play. It looks simple on the surface, but Shredder connives, which means draw a card, then discard a card. If you discarded a non-land, you get to put a 1/1 counter on it. No evidence, no crime, right? It's like it's like some kind of inquiry that's going on, right? No evidence, just redacted. Everything's redacted. Ledger Shredder, right? Now that's funny right there. Uh Ledger Shredder. He works for the government. He redacts documents. Oh, he redacts documents at will, and it procs on your opponent's casting. So I've missed triggers off this many of times, but you know where Brody plays this? I've been playing this in turns as a supplement because Brody's a degenerate turns player. Yes, Brody is a degenerate turns player, but it's a supplement. It's an alternative to Howling Mine, and it's in the 2 mana slot. So, like, are they even mentioning it here in turns? Because, like, Howling Mine is great. It draws cards, it puts you up, but it's not a win condition. So, in turns, you're like either looking for Snapcaster Mage to give you some 2/1 beats, but the Ledger Shredder's got flying, and it seems to do a lot better job. I really love that card. Or is it Phoenix? That's yep, Murktide. Is it Phoenix? And this is the one that is played in modern. So like when a card like this, Ledger Shredder, so like a card like the Ledge and the Shred, if a card makes it like straight to something like this Ledger Shredder, then say I'm not so sold on Shieldred. I think Shieldred is really strong, and I think we can all agree that the Ledger Shredder is not going to get banned. It really it's probably not going to get banned. But the Shieldred card and a few others that are like $60 in standard. I question if they're going to be at the top of the pile for any time after they rotate, or if they can't make it in a modern deck or into a commander deck. Bo Saiju, who endures, third off the top in standard. We got these are these channel lands. I really like these channel lands. It's not casting a spell. If you're running, okay, why do I like the channel lands? Okay, Brody is, yeah, he likes this card. Anyway, I can, anyway, yeah, Fires of Invention. That's what I'm trying to put up here. Fires. Is there an apostrophe? Yeah. Brody likes this channel lands with Fires of Invention. You can cast spells only during your number of lands you control without paying their mana cost. Channeling these lands is not casting a spell. So you can channel all you like on your opponent's turn if you've got the Fires of Invention. Channel lands combo with Hollow One. Yeah, they do. Hollow One. So good, right? Discard a card. There's so many upsides, and they don't count as casting a spell. So any of those cards like Fires of Inventions that say you can't cast spells during your opponent's turn, and I even think does it get around the white guy that's 2 mana, 2 white, the Grand Abolisher? Does his channel get around Grand Abolisher? Are these that good? Grand Abolisher. See, that's where we really need to know. During your turn, opponents can't cast spells or activate abilities of artifacts, creatures, or enchantments. Yeah. So, Channel gets around the Abolisher. Guy, that's 2 mana. Stop talking about me. You need a 10 mana. You're not getting off that easy. You're like a dozen. You're at least a dozen mana for a Benson. All right. So it gets around Grand Abolisher, doesn't it? No, it's good. It really is good. The Shredder, I like it. The Beside You, but I like this one, Otawara. I do. And let me put it up here. I like this card and I cannot lie. Except Otawara is a little hard to spell. Otawara, the Soaring City. So I play this with Fires and Invention. What else are you going to do with untapped mana? You're playing 2 spells for free on your turn. Hopefully, you've got 5 mana. Brody's! What's up, Brain? Brain! The dual brains in the house. Folks, the dual brains in the house. Check it out. I bet she's got a video coming out in about 5 minutes. And I wouldn't blame you for ducking over there to check it out. Why wouldn't you? Ed's in the house. We're just talking about how good these channel lands are. I wish I opened more of them. I really do. This doesn't count as casting a spell. You can do it during your opponent's turn. It gets around Grand Abolisher, that 2 mana white guy that everybody loves to play. And it works. Series right there. You can start pitching these Artawaras during your opponent's turn. And it's good times, GTs, as we like to say. 35 minutes until the Brain video launches. Well, make sure anybody watching and the fans of Magic the Gathering, and those of you tuning in on the channel who love the game as much as I do, I appreciate you for watching. We're going to be here for just a little bit more past the hour. And in 34 minutes and counting, we're going to be heading over to the Dual Brain channel because we do need to check out what's going on in the world of Magic the Gathering. I would check that out. MTG Gaming Bob's in the house. We're hanging with John from the Barrel House tonight at 7 o'clock here. So that's going to be, I guess that's going to be 9 o'clock Eastern time. We're going to be streaming a Brothers War 2-headed giant match. Myself, Mrs. Alfonso, John from the Barrel House, and the Teen Wolf over at Table Games. Table Games. Sub to Table Games for a little bit of Magic the Gathering content with the next generation of Magic the Gathering YouTubers. We like to support. That is the best investment you're ever going to make. And take it from me, that's a fact. Invest in the next generation That's what I say. Who else is on the list in standard here? Lisa, the Forgotten Angel. Storm Carved Coast. Is that a land? Yeah, this is a really good land. I love it. Need to beside you from my Gitrog deck. Gitrog's a frog, isn't he? It's get it. Dual brain. Really enjoy your content, buddy. Oh, yeah, we do. Michael Superbacker's in the house. Richie Dubs. Got John from the Barrel House. My man, Benson. MTG Gaming Bob, and everybody tuning in. I really appreciate you guys for hitting the like button, checking it out today. Let's run down a few more cards. Tom Mitchell's in the house. And anybody who wants a coffee, it's a little bit of Morning Magic Stocks and a Morning Magic Talks here with your host, Brody, here today. We're running down standard cards, and I'll tell you how good it's going. There's 3 viewers left, and everybody else bailed because Brody was running standard cards. How dare you, Brody? Standard is dead. Not a frog. He is the frog. The frog. Okay. Gitrog. He's a Yargle's papa. Let's check out Gitrog Monster. What are we running it with? Git Commander? Is this Commander? It's got to be Commander card. What are we doing here? My keyboard stopped working? Keyboard's not working. That's a poo. Well. Interesting. Hmm. Storm carved crows. Coast. The storm carved crows. I can't say it. I can't say it. I can say a lot of words, but I can't say storm carved coast. See, you barely got it out there. Say this 10 times fast. Frequent violent storms shape the Nephalia coastline, sculpting cliffs and caves where monsters often lurk. Herc? No, they gotta lurk. They lurk. This card's got to be played in Pioneer, Standard, Pioneer, Commander. It's mana fixing. It's in Niv Mizzet. It's in Bolus. It's in Narset. It's in Izzet Drake. It's in all the good stuff. This card, yeah, I mean, $12 for some mana fixing. Enters the battlefield tapped unless you control 2 or more other lands. It says it's still in Standard for a little bit. Yeah, so card from Crimson Vow, mana fixing. Yeah, we always have to have a decent land cycle in our standard set. Otherwise, it's just a poo poo. How's the Sword of Truth going for you, bro? Crossed the Veil yet? It's going good. It's a pretty good book. We're on to the second book, so like, it's going good. Yes, crossing the veil. If I wasn't cheap, I'd put the coast in my one punch, man. A Shu Yun commander. Ooh. What else we got here? Vanquish the Horde. Let's check it out. Keyboard lock, eh? Give me a second here. My keyboard is locked on my new device, and there's got to be a hotkey that I pressed. Yeah, I can't type. Brody lost his ability to type. going to be one of these. Aha! Keyboard lock is off. Am I smart enough this morning to conquer this? Oh, that's how it goes some days, eh? Where are we here? All we did was turn the trackpad off. I have a question. For as long as I've known, people always talk about the Black Lotus, but what is the top card in Magic as far as a creature goes? Okay, so that's going to depend on a couple of things, Michael. That's a really good question. Yes. Okay. So it depends what format you're playing in. Okay, that's a really good question. I like that. Let's put a card up for. Let's go back. Okay, so let's go back. This is a really good question. As long. Okay, I'm gonna read. So I want to read this again. This is a good question. Let's put this up. Uh, let's do it. Let's put this up. That's a good question. I like this question. That's right. Black out my face. I don't care. That's a really good question. What's the best creature card as far as yeah, okay. So I have a question for as long as the people have always talked about the Black Lotus, but what's the best creature card? All right, so we gotta go back, Michael. We gotta go back. That's all we can do. We gotta go back in time. And Brody's like all over the place here. We gotta go back in time to when Arabian Nights came out, and we got to go back in. So let's go to Alpha Beta Unlimited, right? So, and it really depends. And this is like before we had all these other formats. So back when Magic started, there was only Magic. There was like Magic. That was it. There wasn't one drop Deathrite Shaman. Yeah, that's a really like playing wise in the game. What's the strongest card? These are all good suggestions. So let's go back when Magic was first released. So we got like the alpha set. We can say beta and unlimited. Just like Magic comes out and people are like searching for deck mechanics. And this is going to take a little sip of coffee. So we realize the Black Lotus is insanely powerful because it's like money for nothing. But it doesn't like win you the game on its own. You need something to beat your opponent to death, right? So you need a creature. You do. So what's available in those that day? Well, there's Shivan Dragon. That's available. Mahamodi. Mahamodi Djinn. That's available. A 5/5 or a 5/6 for 6 mana. That would have been available at the time. Shivan Dragon would have been available at the time. Sarah Angel would have been available at the time. So during that is that question is a great question because as time goes on, the answer to that question is going to change. Just like some of the folks in the comment section are putting some awesome cards in there. Deathrite Shaman, Ragavan, uh some of these cards that are really powerful today in like standard when you're sitting down to play this game today and you want to crack some packs. What are your best options that you're going to get out of a pack today? Those like, Ragavan is right up there. That's why Ragavan is so expensive, right? But that's like bringing us current. So if when Brody started playing, it was like revised, right? So Brody's cracking packs of revised, thinking he's gonna get like a Lotus and some power. It's not gonna happen. The best you're gonna do is some dual lands. So like once they stopped printing the Power 9, expansions started coming out, and then we got away from the then we had to decide, okay, there can't just be magic. There has to be like different types of magic, cuz Brody couldn't get any Power 9s in his revised boxes, and so couldn't a lot of other folks. It just really the power level changed and expansions came out, and then the set Arabian Nights came out. So then there was type 1 and type 2. So there would be like more creatures coming out, but like we I guess we decided that like type 1 was going to include all the cards in the game, and type 2 was going to be like modern, right? The new stuff, anything from the newer sets, and then like the type 1 was like anything is on the table. So back then we didn't have like when we looking down this movers and shakers list, we didn't we had an Inquest magazine, and then we had like type 1 and then type 2, or type, and then there was like type 1.5, which had some, there was like three formats, right? So now we're up to like vintage, which would be like type 1, and all the cards from the older sets, and that's why I brought the Jazam Djinn up on the screen. And so that card, when it was introduced as an expansion creature, it really made a lot of waves because it's a 4 mana 5/5. So people started saying the Jazam is now like the best, right? Sanger Vampire, yeah, like pretty decent. And then as time progressed there, Michael, we get into like a type 1.5, and new expansions are coming out. Magic takes off and people are playing it and people are buying it. So that's a good thing. And and then more creatures are printed. So then we get it, and I don't know when, if maybe somebody can put a comment in the comment section below when it changed from type 1, 1.5 and type 2 to what we have now, where we got vintage and then legacy. I hope that's a best the answer to that is whatever you think it is, Michael. Whatever is your favorite, whatever wins you the most games, or whatever you see winning the most games, you could pick. You could pick the most powerful creature in Magic today. Then there's a lot to choose from. If you want to say, what are my options because I'm playing vintage? Well, then you got like the ones I discussed, the Mahamodi Djinn, or old school, this Jazam Djinn. When this is why I kind of like the old school format, because like the creature pool is pretty limited. You've got 1993 and 94 and the creatures from that time period, and that's it. So like you got Jazam Djinn, Sarah Angel, Sanger Vampire, Mahamodi Djinn, Shivan Dragon, and some of the other outliers, the big stuff. Being beat down by Sanger Vampire back in the day pretty often. Yeah, I would suggest Delver, but Dragon Rage Channeler is even better. So yeah, then you get into modern, and then you start seeing what cards are winning games, right? So that's a really good question. Michael Superbacker, what a great question. We're answering the question here today. Michael Superbacker asks, let me see if I can put that up on the screen. I really do. I do got to. Let's see if I can put that up on the chat. The chat. No, I can't do it. Brody's too much of an amateur to put that up. It's too bad. I have to pop out the chat. If I pop out the chat, I could do it. I could pop out the chat and do it. I could. Let's see. Uh, duh, 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 duh. Let's go. Nope. Brody's such a noob. Uh I'm such a noob. I'm so bad at live streaming. Willing to learn. Give me some patience here. All right. Well, we're just a little bit past the hour. We're talking a little morning magic stocks and magic talks with Brody here this morning. We got the Jazam Jin up for you folks here. It's just a card that I've lost to. Like the downside of this card really doesn't seem to matter when you're playing it. It deals 1 damage to you during your upkeep, and it's a 5/5 for 4. What else you guys got? Good question. Financially as well. Like, yeah, like what are your options too? That's a pretty good answer too. Like financially, what is the most you're willing to spend on the creature? Playing wise in the game, what's the strongest card? Clearly, Alpha Print, Giant Spider. That's some tech. I'm just running down the chat here for you folks. Thanks, Brain, for hitting that like button. You got some steam. Yeah. Thanks for all you people joining me here. I really do appreciate. True name Nemesis. Most powerful single creature standalone might be true name Nemesis. Do you know how many times I have lost to that card in Modern? So this is the thing. Like that's a great question to be asking Michael if you're interested. What is the Am I spelling True Name Nemesis wrong? I gotta be. True Name Nemesis. Here's a card I've lost to in Magic. And like when you sit down and play against this, Michael, it just blows your mind when you read this card. True Name Nemesis. 2 blue. So you were talking about what's like the most powerful creature, right? In Modern available. Like this is pretty powerful. People were putting swords on this. Okay, so True Name Nemesis is $4. What's the price? What is the price of the true name? And how much does it cost just a while ago? Because I know this card was expensive. Yeah, right? A couple of years ago, it's $17 or 400 Canadian dollars. Check this out. If you lost to that in Modern, you got cheated. uh, or Legacy? Legacy. I was running a Type 2 deck in Legacy or a tier 2 deck in Legacy when I was losing with this. I was playing Big Red, Goblin Welder, and Painter's Servant Grindstone when this was in Legacy. So this card, it could quite, yeah, it's a Legacy card. Sorry, I misspoke. It's been a while since I played that deck. I've since moved off it. it's. I really wanted Painted Servant Grindstone to be a tier 1 deck, but unfortunately, it's not. I lost to this card a lot. True name Nemesis. It's in Legacy. It's even in Commander. And 1v1 Commander. Yes, with Garson, Starn, Kellermorph. This is a really good card. So when it comes into play, you choose a player or name a player, right? True Name Nemesis has a protection from that player. It can't be blocked. It can't be targeted. It can't be dealt damage. It can't be enchanted or anything controlled by that player. It's mythic. It's a 3/1 and it's insanely powerful, okay? People put a sword on it. I mean, if you put a Jitte on there, if you can connect with it, it's really really powerful. Oh, it's even worse. This is a card, like when I say it, like we were covering Tabernacle of the Pendrell Vale, all right? So let me tell you something. How do you deal with this card? You need a board wipe. You need an AoE, an area of effect, wrath spell, something that wipes the board. Or like you can actually the only way I had to deal with it in lands, uh well, not the only way, but one of the ways you can deal with it, and that's why this tabernacle is actually so good. All creatures have at the beginning of your upkeep destroy this creature unless you pay 1. So this land can actually deal with that. Terminus, yes, Terminus and Miracles, like before Miracles was lost Divining Top, really really good. But with Tabernacle, we're just trying to wasteland our opponent's lands and blow them up. and so they have no mana to pay into the true name. If not, you got to board wipe it. You got to put it on the bottom of your opponent's deck. You got to like you can't touch it. You touch this, you can't touch this thing. It's super powerful. I just yeah, I gotta say that is the best question. Michael Superbacker, thank you for asking such a great question here. And I appreciate all the folks, the fans, the amazing fans. Have you delved into Dragonflight yet? Yeah, like we got new computers, and Mrs. Alfonso, unfortunately, her computer took a tumble out of the truck the other day, Gaming Bob. So we had to drive like a 4 hour round trip to go replace it and re-download all the stuff that was on it and reset it up. So we got set back on our adventures. Oh, don't drop your devices, folks. It's um yeah, it can be costly, and it can cost you games, and it can cause you to not be able to try Dragonflight. I haven't tried it, but I've watched it played. Uh, yes, and Bob and I have connected in another world, playing some games like Dragonflight. Also, like bounce all permanent spells too, right? Yes, if you can pick it up, if you can like Psych Rift or Overload or pick it all back up to your hand. Yeah, no problem, Michael Superbacker. I'm glad I feel like I accomplished something here today. I answered a question. I had some feedback. I had some great viewers in the comments and the chat, and you, Brody. I'm gonna be just hanging out with you folks for like a little bit past the hour, and we got to get over to the Dual Brain channel. We can't hesitate too much longer. We got to get over there. There's a something new for you folks to see. Some new content going on over there. So I always want to encourage you guys to check out the Dual Brain channel. I got a big apology over to Twiddlers. I got caught up a little bit last night with some technical difficulties and trying to figure out how we're going to do this two-headed giant matchup tonight, which we're going to be streaming live with the folks over at Table Games. So that's going to be really fun. And if you're hungry, well, it's raining here today. No landscape. Oh, that's too bad. Somebody asked me a question there the other day. They said, Brody, where's the best place to learn how to make a banana split? At Sunday school. That's it for me, folks. I really want to thank you all for watching. Appreciate the comments. It really helps just pump that algorithm in the face. Give me a few more likes, subscribe if you got it. Head on over to the Dual Brain channel. Make sure you check out what Ed's cooking up over there. Cryptic and all kinds of all kinds of good chatter out there. Be safe. Enjoy the day. Thanks for starting your day off with me here. This is your host, Brody, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow. This has been November 30th, 2022. Morning Magic Stocks and Magic Talks with your host, Brody.